Last class we studied about AC circuit with inductor. Lot of things we discussed. In this class we are going to study about AC circuit with capacitor only. Let us consider a capacitor of capacitance C, which is connected to a alternating source of EMF, which provides E is equal to E naught sine omega t. That is the instantaneous value of EMF. It means EMF at any instant, which gives the EMF at any instant. That is the alternating source of EMF, which is equal to E naught sine omega t, which is connected to a capacitor of capacitance C. Okay. When the EMF is applied, there is a potential developed. So there will be a relationship between potential, charge and capacitance in the capacitor. This expression we studied in the previous classes. The capacitance C is equal to charge stored by V. Potential developed and the charge stored. Q by C equal to Q by V. So Q is equal to the charge Q is equal to CV. I think this relationship we learned. We know about this relationship in the electrostatics. Q is equal to CV, where C is the capacitance of the capacitor, V is the potential applied, Q is the charge. Capacitor, we know about the capacitor. Capacitor is a charge and energy storage device. We know very well about that. But in this question, now we are going to find the instantaneous value of current. How to find? We know very well Q is the charge, which is nothing but the rate of change of charge is known as the rate of flow of charge is known as current. Before we are going to apply this, here Q equal to C into E. We write E instead of V because here the EMF is represented as E. So here Q is equal to CE. Okay, then what next? Then we want to find the instantaneous current. That means differentiate both sides with respect to time. So d by dt of Q is equal to d by dt of CE. Okay, the next dq by dt is nothing but the rate of flow of charge which gives current. That is instantaneous value of alternating current. I is equal to C. C is the capacitance which is taken out. Then d by dt of E. What is the value of E? E is nothing but E naught sine omega t. Here E naught is the maximum value of the EMF. Okay, I is equal to C E naught, which is constant, which is taken out. The remaining term is d by dt of sine omega t. D by dt of sine omega t. D by dt of sine omega t is nothing but which is omega into cos omega t. C E naught into omega into cos omega t, because when sine omega t is differentiated with respect to time, then it becomes omega into cos omega t. Okay, but in this expression, in the expression number 1, the alternating source of EMF is E equal to E naught sine omega t. That is in the sine terms. In this current, I is equal to C E naught omega cos omega t, which is in cos term. So we can convert this cos term into sine term. Cos theta. Here we write cos theta is equal to, there are two formulas, sine 90 minus theta, which is also cos theta, otherwise sine 90 plus theta. Both are cos theta. Sine 90 minus theta and sine 90 plus theta, both are cos theta. But here cos theta, that means here theta equal to omega t, the cos omega t is positive, so we taken this expression. Cos theta equal to sine 90 degree plus theta, so I is equal to C E naught omega. Instead of cos omega t, we can write sine pi by 2 plus omega t. C E naught omega, we can write omega t plus pi by 2 because both are equal. Pi by 2 plus omega t is equal to omega t plus pi by 2. Now this is the expression for current. I is equal to C E naught omega sin omega t plus pi by 2. When this sin omega t is plus pi by 2 is equal, when this sin omega t plus pi by 2, omega t plus pi by 2, yes, sin omega t plus pi by 2 is equal to 1. That means this value goes to 1, this value reaches 1, then the current goes to its peak value, then the current becomes I naught. So I naught is equal to, and this value goes to 1, the remaining term is C E naught omega. This is the maximum value of the alternating current, I naught, peak value. Substitute this I naught in this expression, then the expression becomes what? I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2. This is taken as equation number 2. Compare equation 1 and equation 2. In the equation 1, E is equal to E naught sin omega t. In the equation number 2, I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2. What this equation represents? At the time t, E is equal to E naught sin omega t means at the time t, the value of the instantaneous value of EMF at the instant t is in phase omega t. That means at the time t, the value of the EMF is in the phase omega t. Here at the time t, the current is in the phase omega t plus pi by 2. Here it is in the phase, here EMF is in the phase omega t, current is in the phase omega t plus pi by 2 at the time t. So there is a phase difference between EMF and current. Here current is omega t plus pi by 2, EMF is omega t. So current leads the EMF by the phase angle pi by 2, or current ahead the EMF by the phase angle pi by 2. Okay. Otherwise we can say EMF lags behind the current by the phase angle pi by 2. Whatever it may be, there is a phase difference between E and I, that is pi by 2. But who is leading here? Current is leading here. Who is lagging? EMF is lagging, but the EMF is following the same path, same angular velocity, but there is a phase difference. Okay. How can we represent this phase difference? We represent this phase difference in three ways. One is the expression right here. Second one is wave diagram. Third one is phasor diagram that we are going to discuss. Okay. So first, what we do here? First, I draw the diagrammatic representation. Second one, we write the E equal to E naught sin omega t, alternating source of EMF, expression for instantaneous EMF. Third one, expression for instantaneous current, I equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2. Fourth one, phase difference. Here what is the phase difference between E and I? The phase difference between E and I is pi by 2. Who is leading? Leads. Who is leading? Current. Lags. Who is lagging? EMF. So this is the fourth thing. So four things we discussed now. Till now we have discussed four things. The main important thing is phase difference. Because of this we are going to discuss further. Okay. The next is wave diagram. What is wave diagram? We know very well about the wave diagram. Wait a minute. Okay, wave diagram. The wave diagram, x-axis t, y-axis e, comma I. First I draw the wave, EMF wave, sinusoidal wave for EMF. Instantaneous value of EMF. The waveform it is like this, yeah, correct. Okay. Wave for current, then the wave for current is wave for current. Before that we are marking the pace 0. This is what, pi by 2. This is what, pi. This is 3 by 2 pi, and this is 2 pi. Okay, there is a phase difference between the current and EMF. The leading is current, so the current starts from here. Yes, this point the current starts. Look at the diagram. Yeah. You can extend this negative x-axis. Okay. This is what, the origin of current. So this is pi by 2 for current, and this is 0, pi by 2 pi. Yeah. So there is a phase difference between the EMF and the current. Where here the current is maximum. Here the current reaches its value I0. I0 is here. E0 is here. Okay. So the current starts from 0 here. The EMF starts from 0 here. So what is the difference here? The difference between the current and the EMF is pi by 2. Not only here. You measure anywhere. You measure anywhere between the two successive or continuous points, that gives the phase difference between pi by 2. Here pi by 2, pi by 2, pi by 2. So the phase difference between EMF and current is pi by 2 everywhere. Who is leading? Current is leading because it starts from here. First the current attains the maximum value, then the EMF is following. EMF is following exactly the same way where the current goes, but same way, same velocity, but there is a phase difference. What it physically means, when the current is allowed through the capacitor stores charge, and then the capacitor, when the current is first allowed to pass through the capacitor, after a certain time there will be an EMF induced in the capacitor. First the current is passed, then only the EMF will be produced. There is certain time lag between the application of EMF and the production of, application of current and the production of EMF. Here the current leads first, the current is going first, then only the EMF will be followed. So first current, second EMF. Don't forget, this is one of the most important thing. The another way of representation of phase difference is what? Phasor diagram. Okay, we know very well about the phasor diagram, I think. There is x and y axis. Here, this is what? This is E0. Okay. At a time t, it makes an angle omega t with the x axis. At the time t, it makes an angle omega t with the x axis. This is E0. This E0 vector, which is rotating in the anticlockwise direction. Okay, this E0 vector is rotating in the anticlockwise direction. The length of the vector gives the value of E0. What is this? This value gives the instantaneous value of EMF, which is nothing but E equal to E0 sin omega t. Okay, at a time t, it makes an angle omega t with the x-axis. Don't forget, this is one of the important points. Where is the current now? The current is in pi by 2 angle leading with the EMF. Okay. Now I draw the current. This is current. So I write here I0. The projection of I0 vector. The projection of I0 vector, this is, which gives the instantaneous value of current, which is I is equal to I0 sin omega t. Okay. Here the current vector, here the current is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. Both are rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. What is the pace of EMF here? EMF, the pace is E equal to E naught sin omega t at that instant t. The current is I equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2. Don't forget. This is one of the most important thing here. At the time t, the current is at the pace of omega t plus pi by 2 here. This is from omega t plus pi by 2 here. Look at the perpendicular line. This is pi by 2. So omega 2 plus pi by 2 is the pace of instantaneous current at that instant t. Okay, I equal to I naught sin omega t. This length gives the value of I naught, and this is about I equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2. Okay, good. The next is what? Both are rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. EMF is rotating in the anti-clockwise, current is also rotating in the anti-clockwise. Even if it rotates in the anti-clockwise, what will happen? When the EMF is rotating and to attain the maximum value, when it rotates anti-clockwise. When it rotates anti-clockwise, it goes and it attains maximum value. So the EMF goes on increasing. What happens in the current? The current is here. When the current is rotating here, it becomes smaller. That means the value of current decreasing. The value of current decreasing. So at that instant, at this instant, EMF goes on increasing and the current goes on decreasing. Why? Because of the angle, because of the pace difference pi by 2 between them. This makes EMF goes on increasing and the current goes on decreasing at that instant because of the EMF. This is the information given by the Phasor diagram. In this Phasor diagram, we know very well about the pace difference between E and I. At that instant, EMF is increasing, current is decreasing. What angle makes some informations we infer from this Phasor diagram. So this is one of the way of representation of pace difference between E and I. Okay, good. So we discussed about wave diagram, Phasor diagram. So 6 things now we discussed. I hope you understood very well till now. The last one thing is the most important thing, the opposition given by the capacitor. When an alternating source of EMF, when an alternating source is applied to an AC, when an alternating source is applied to an capacitor, is the capacitor gives any opposition? Is there any chance to give any opposition for the current to the capacitor? Yes, definitely the capacitor gives some opposition. What is the opposition? Is it resistance? No. So we can find the opposition as we know E by I is equal to R. E by I is equal to R. That is the general way of measuring the opposition. E by I is equal to R from Ohm's law. Here E by I equal to what? E naught by I naught is equal to, from this expression, when I naught comes to this, E naught by I naught is equal to 1 by C omega. E naught by I naught is equal to 1 by C omega. What is 1 by C omega? Omega is the angular frequency, C is the capacitance. What is the combination of this? The combination of this is said to be what? Here omega is the angular frequency which may vary, but the capacitance for a particular capacitor is constant. Last we discussed about omega L, that is inductive reactance. Here now 1 by omega C. When the frequency is changing, the opposition is changing because the capacitance is constant for a particular capacitor. So when a frequency is changing here, the opposition is changing. So there is a reaction for the frequency. So here there is a reaction for the frequency in this circuit. that is called reactance. Who provides reactance here? Here the opposition is given by whom? Capacitor. So the capacitor gives some reaction to the frequency, that is called capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance is represented by any way, any letter. Yes, that is called Xc. C for capacitor, capacitance, X for reactance. So the capacitive reactance is nothing but it is the opposition offered by the capacitor because of the frequency. And the frequency is depending upon some terms we will going to discuss. So this is what the opposition given or offered by the capacitor is known as capacitive reactance. Its unit is also ohm because it is one of the opposition. Okay, Xc is equal to 1 by omega c is equal to E naught by I naught. Okay. In this we are going to discuss about two things. One for AC and another for DC. For AC, before we are going to discuss, you just know about the relationship between the Xc and the omega c. These two are same. 1 by omega c equal to Xc. Xc is the capacitive reactance, which is otherwise known as opposition. So 1 by omega c is nothing but that is inductive reactance. That is capacitive reactance, which is known as opposition. These two terms are equal. How to relate these two terms with this? E naught by I naught. Yes, E naught by I naught is equal to 1 by omega c. Okay, I can relate these two terms. Yes, when the capacitive reactance is large, the current will be small. Yes, when this opposition and the current both are inversely proportional to each other. When the angular frequency is large, no, here there is some problem. I will tell you clearly. Just wait. 1 by omega c, I told you 1 by omega c is equal to Xc. Yes, first we come from this. Here the frequency is large, the opposition will be small. Frequency is large, the opposition will be small for a constant capacitance. For a particular capacitor, the capacitance is constant. Okay. So when the frequency is large, the opposition or capacitive reactance is small. Okay. When the opposition is small, large current will flow through it. Large current will flow through the capacitor. Don't forget. Okay. So in case of AC, there is a large frequency. The frequency is large. When the frequency is large, the current passing through is large. Yes, the current passing through is, that is I naught. That is the peak value. That means it goes to infinity. So the infinity current will be passing through it. That means a high current will pass through it. That is the peak value of the current. So okay, that is called as peak value of the current, I naught. I naught will pass through the circuit when the angular frequency, the frequency of the AC circuit is large, the opposition goes to minimum. When the opposition goes to minimum, the current goes to the circuit is maximum. So the current attains its peak value, large value. So large current or peak current will pass through the AC circuit, will pass through the capacitor. Okay, that is the correct word. Second, in case of DC, omega is 0. That means there is no frequency in the DC. If there is no frequency goes to 0, Xc, while the opposition goes to infinity. And the opposition goes to infinity, the current is now the current is black. Now the current is blocked. There is no current passing through the capacitor when the capacitor is connected through the DC circuit. Listen carefully, these are all important points. Please listen. First one is AC frequency large. If the frequency is large, then the opposition will be small, so maximum current will pass through the capacitor. So the capacitor allows AC, which allow AC current to pass through, especially high frequency AC current will pass through it. In DC the frequency is 0. If the frequency is 0, the opposition goes to its maximum. When the opposition is maximum, there is no current passing through the capacitor. So capacitor, in the capacitor DC current is blocked. Capacitor blocks DC but allows AC. Explain. This is the reason. Okay, that is the opposition given by the capacitor. So the opposition given by the capacitor is nothing but this capacitive reactance, its unit is ohm, which is nothing but that will be equal to 1 by C omega, or E naught by I naught is equal to 1 by C omega. From this relationship we can study all these things. Okay, this is the seventh factor, that is the most important factor we discussed. So first one is diagrammatic representation, second one is E equal to E naught sin omega t, expression for instantaneous EMF, third one is I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2, that is instantaneous value of current. Fourth one is phase difference between EMF and current. Current leads the EMF by the phase angle pi by 2, or EMF lags behind the current by the phase angle pi by 2. Fifth one is representation of wave diagram. How the wave diagram for EMF and current in the capacitive circuit, in the capacitor with AC circuit. This is the representation of this is the wave diagram for phase difference between E and I. Sixth one is phasor diagram, which also gives the same information but in the different way. Phase difference between E and I. Who is leading, who is lagging, how much it is leading. Okay, when it is rotating, who is decreasing, who is increasing, who is decreasing at a particular instant. These are all we discussed. That is the that is the sixth thing. The seventh thing is most important thing, that is nothing but the opposition given by the capacitor. Is capacitor opposes the current? Is there is any chance? Say yes. Yes. The capacitor gives some opposition. That the name of the opposition is called capacitive reactance. Its unit is ohm. How it gives the opposition? It gives the opposition depending upon the frequency and the capacitance. That is called capacitive reactance. If the capacitance is constant, when the frequency varies, it opposes. So it gives reactance for the frequency, that is called capacitive reactance. So what is the relationship between the capacitive reactance and the E naught by I naught? E naught by I naught is equal to 1 by C omega is equal to XC. So when the frequency is large, the opposition will be small, more current will be passed through it. This will be held in the case of ACs, alternating current. In DC, the frequency is 0. So when the frequency is 0, the capacitor gives infinite opposition. The capacitive reactance goes to infinity, so no current will be passed through it. So the capacitor blocks DC, allows AC. These are the things we discussed in this class. Okay. Then in the next class we are going to discuss about most important capacitor, inductor, resistor, which are three are connected in series with the alternating source of EMF. Okay, that is one of the most important question that gives much information. So please listen and watch carefully and continuously watching. Till that, bye my friends, bye my students. Thank you.